Build that wall.
We need the wall. We're building the wall. But the only way you're going to do it is to have a physical barrier, meaning a wall.
As a partial government shutdown drags on until President Donald Trump gets funding for a signature border wall, the outgoing chief of staff for the White House says that's not entirely true. In an interview published this morning with the Los Angeles Times, John Kelly says, to be honest, it's not a wall. The president still says wall. Oftentimes, frankly, he'll say barrier or fencing. Now he's tended towards steel slats, Kelly says. But we left a solid concrete wall early on in the administration.
The wall has become a metaphor for border security. And what we're talking about is a physical barrier where it makes sense.
Is John Kelly right that an actual wall, which we heard, umpteen times on the campaign trail, that is no longer the case?
No, the president, it really depends on what Customs and Border Patrol says they need.
But what the head of Homeland Security, who visited the southern border yesterday, says they need is for Congress to put politics aside and provide her agency with resources to address the border crisis, though it appears neither side is ready to do that.
Whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to have a wall. We're going to have safety.
He is an angry, emotional, unstable man sitting in the White House.
Democrats are especially angry today after Trump blamed the deaths of 2 Guatemalan children in U.S. Border Patrol custody on the rival party. In his first comments on the recent deaths of 7-year-old Jacqueline Cal and 8-year-old Felipe Gomez Alonzo, Trump pointed the finger on Twitter at Democrats and their pathetic immigration policies that allow people to make the long trek thinking they can enter our country illegally. They can't. If we had a wall, they wouldn't even try.
I think the president's point is an important one, which is that he's stayed in Washington to negotiate border security.
Well, I think what Americans want is they're tired of this angry man, emotional man in the White House he's a constant liar. I mean, just look at this week. He went over to Iraq and told the military.
You just got one of the biggest pay raises you've ever received.
Then he has the audacity, the temerity to come out and blame Democrats for the death of these 2 children. That is the lowest act I have ever seen.
Despite Trump's claims that Democrats are responsible for those pathetic immigration policies, at least one of those laws was signed in 2008 by President George W. Bush, a Republican. That's the legislation that ensures that children who arrive unaccompanied at the border and who are from countries other than Canada and Mexico are not turned away.